Good
Would you
morning.
like me to start in, or do you want me to, did we move on? I'm sorry.
Since you're here, let's go and have a lovely, whatever you planned for us would be lovely. Thank you. Welcome,
Okay,
everyone. Thank you for joining us for the service today.
okay. So this morning, I had hoped to open with Michael Row the Boat Ashore. This is an unusual song in that it's a spiritual and a working song. It's been around since the time of the slaves who were rowing in the plantation river boats. And it was when they were feeling like the load was really heavy, and they would invoke the help of Archangel Michael. So, singing is a way that they communicated and we communicate to show our faith and our hope in the knowledge that we are all one. Sing with me. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails. Hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails. Hallelujah. River Jordan is chilly and cold. Hallelujah. Chills the body but not the soul. Hallelujah. This old world's a mighty big place. Hallelujah. Be the love and know the grace. Hallelujah. The river is deep and the river is wide. Hallelujah. Milk and honey on the other side. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Gabriel blow the trumpet horn. Hallelujah. Michael's boat will greet the morn. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Thank you so much. Bless you, and thank you for hanging in with us as we prayed and drew you back to us, Elizabeth, this morning. Always knowing your perfect place was right here with us. And thank you for that musical offering, bringing us into our Labor Day weekend service with some of that laboring and singing joining together. Thank you and bless you. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. And it's actually the Center of Conscious Living. And we're a heart center spiritual community. And we welcome you in love. And Reverend Marlene, I believe you have something to share.
Yes. So, if everyone will take a breath and repeat after me.
You can unmute.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace.
I open my heart
to
to
the
the
universe,
accepting
love
love
and
and
peace.
peace.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health. So are my beads.
And so it is.
And
So it is.
so
It is.
And now it's time for our invocation. Everybody just gently let your eyes close right where you are this morning. Inviting yourselves into a place of gentle awareness of this service as it begins to unfold this morning, with all the vagaries and varieties of all who are here, all the impermanence and the moving parts, all of the blessings of the hearts and minds that are coming together this morning. Here in this space, each of you, this gift that is being given onto this planet, into this community, the blessing of who you are. As we raise up what we are here for today is to celebrate this inner life, the holiness, the one life, the life we call God, infinite intelligence, infinite creativity, infinite love, infinite power, the one field we all know that is source, that is home, that is the place that draws from us and through us and as us our highest beingness, directing all our efforts, directing all of this service today, directing all of the words, the songs, the music, and every single part of this service that happens today for our highest good. Knowing that each and every one of us is blessed as an individual point of light, and also knowing that beyond this individuality is this group wholeness, this unity, this oneness. And in this oneness we rest as we know we have all the strength of all the strength of the universe, all the strength of the power and the love of all that exists within us, around us, surrounding us in this field that is ever expanding in love, always, always able to hold anything. This morning we are holding this service in this loving space, knowing that any worries or doubts or anything that came in can simply be released at this point, at this moment, and given up into the light. We allow ourselves to be in this service today in complete freedom, spaciousness, openness, blessing. If there's anything that is keeping us from feeling that divine expansion of experience and of expression, let me just leave it at the door and walk through the door of consciousness that is the holy love that you are. Breathing into that space, allow the expansion of who you are as you extend yourself as love into this room, into this space, knowing that it permeates these walls and touches the whole world. We allow this service today unfold in its infinite perfection as the specific experience that we share together. Blessing all who are in service today, blessing all who are here in their loving, blessing all great kindness, great love, and great generosity that is already with us, as us, in us, and who we are in the blessing of this day. And so it is.
Knowing that we are all blessed and listening to that call to be who we are, to listen to the transitions that happen in life, and to reaffirm our connection with nature. My days in the hills have come to an end. has come out to tell me it's time to go. But deep in the dark green shadows are voices that urge me to stay. So I pause and I wait and I listen for one more sound, for one more lovely thing that the hills might say. The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. My heart wants to beat like the wings of the birds that rise from the lake to the trees. My heart wants to sigh like the chime that flies from a church on a breeze, to laugh like a brook when it trips and falls over stones on its way, to sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more.
Beautiful, Elizabeth. Thank you very much. And Marlene, I think you have a reading for us this morning.
I do.
Thank you.
So this morning I am reading from Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, page 411. The Principle of Divine Guidance. Nothing is more important than the realization that since we are surrounded by infinite intelligence, we are immersed in limitless wisdom. Emerson tells us that human history is the working of the infinite mind on this planet. We are, of necessity, inlets to the divine mind. But since we are individuals, we become outlets to the degree that we permit ourselves to become. We are surrounded by divine wisdom, love, and intelligence, and still lack divine guidance. Not that we lack the principle of divine guidance, for that is the gift of God forever made and forever delivered, but that we lack the perception of this guidance and its operation through us. Principles of themselves do nothing in particular for the individual until they are specialized or used. The desert is made to blossom as the rose when man cooperates with the principle of productivity latent in the desert. Experience has taught us that this cooperation must be conscious and definite. Moreover, it has taught us that we must understand the law with which we are going to cooperate before we can draw upon its special results. We are surrounded by a principle of mind and intelligence, which will become divine guidance to us provided we permit it to do so. Our part is to realize that divine guidance is a principle and to accept this principle as operating in our everyday life. The answer to every problem is the problem itself. It is usually so self-evident that it is very obviousness conceals it. So divine guidance is ours for the asking, and no matter how crude that asking may be or may have been in the history of religious evolution, there has always been an answer. God has answered every request at the level of the mentality from which the request was made. When the scientist listens, the artist imagines, the mathematician calculates, or the poet waits for the muse to guide his fancy into word pictures, all are praying for divine guidance. Each in his own sphere of action receives as much guidance as he is capable of perceiving. And if you will all say the affirmation with me. I am loved and loved in the holiness of spirit.
I am loved and loved in the holiness of spirit.
I am present and held in the beauty of this moment.
You all can unmute if you want. I am present and held in the beauty of this moment.
I am blessed and gifted with the guidance on my path.
I am blessed and gifted with the guidance on my path.
I am whole and at ease in the grace of my knowing.
I am whole and at ease in the grace of my knowing.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So let's sing together. What the world is now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there is. Incredible. What the world is now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there is. Incredible. What the world is now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there is. Lord, we love all of our mountains. There are mountains and hillsides we love to climb. There are oceans and rivers we love to swim. We love to love till the end of time. What the world is now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there is. Incredible. What the world is now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we love all of our meadows. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know what the world is now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there is. world is now. Is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there is. Incredible what the world is now. Is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. What the world is now is love, sweet love. What the world is now is love, sweet love. What the world is now is love, sweet love.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Everybody just let's wiggle our fingers and just send her some shimmery, delicious light. Even if you're not on screen, let's send that beautiful light. What the world is now is love, sweet love. That's just fantastic. Yeah, so what kind of love? What are we going to talk about love today? Well, one of the things that is happening, of course, this weekend is Labor Day, so happy Labor Day for whatever that means. Be happy in your labor. Be happy you get it one day off a year to celebrate your labor. And just wanted to reflect with you all this morning, first of all, starting with an opportunity for each of us to have an individual experience of that, probably what may have happened during that last song that Elizabeth sang for us so beautifully, is that essence experience of what it's like to feel love into your body. So just everyone, I want to start this morning by us participating together in this experience of feeling the experience of loving. And for all of those of you whose minds are wondering where we're going, I'll ask you to trust me for just a couple moments while we do this. So I want to invite you all to think of something that you love. Unequivocally, it's a thing, an animal, a being, a blade of grass, a moment in time. Something that touched you so deeply that you knew that you were beyond time and space. It could be a moment of romantic love or the first time with your child, an animal, a moment in nature, a gaze, a conversation. So I invite this inner look, this love is who we are. As we breathe into it, we recognize the characteristics of this love by recognizing that we all speak about it with the same words. We use things like open, soft, passionate, alive, blessing, gratitude. And then we often have no words. And we breathe into a space as it grows in its expansion within us. We grow into this space of allowing the feeling of loving to permeate who we are. And sometimes we think it's the other, whatever that thing is, whoever that being is, whatever that moment was. We think, oh, I have to go be with that for love to be with me. Sometimes we forget that this is the source of life speaking through us. as the wholeness that we already are within us. So, can you feel it? Will you allow yourself? And now breathe in again. And on top of this beautiful experience of loving something, just whatever it is, allow yourself to think of one thing that stops you from this loving. One thing that you judge. Let yourself think about that for a moment and feel the difference. This isn't right. This shouldn't be happening. This should be different. I don't like this. They're not doing it right or being right. I'm not doing it right or being right. Grasp that moment and feel the difference that comes with the constriction and restriction versus the flow and the energy and the openness that comes with this loving. Feel yourself in the interplay of constricting and expanding. We all do this thousands of times a day, constricting and expanding. And allow yourself now to go back to that full experience of loving, that full joyful space of loving. The full ever-expanding universe. This is the first step of our prayer process. Remember, there is love everywhere. We call it all sorts of names, right? God, infinite intelligence, infinite creativity, possibility, blessings, ultimate compassion, ever-expanding blessings. But whatever we call it, it's the source of you. It's the source of your life. It is the essence of the expression of you. And on top of that, we have the beauty of each and every one of us having uniqueness that makes this life delicious and interesting and fun and playful and curious, full of wonderment. And yet, at the core, at the center, is this ever, always expanding love. So as we ground that into our experience this morning, as we allow ourselves to really hold that, we're going to think about something together and see how it all flows from this place. So one of the questions that I get very frequently as I am interacting, praying, and sharing with all of you is a question about guidance, about how do I know? So we're talking about Labor Day, right? We're talking about labor. And people often, many of us often work so hard and we press so hard and we want to know the right thing to do and we stress ourselves into these conversations and we're deeply, deeply concerned with what is the right next step, and we spend days and days worrying and wondering and talking and out louding and investing and interpreting, and we just allow ourselves to ingest this sort of conversation of life that's what is next, what is for me, what should I be doing? The conversation that has been the consternation of much of this generation is, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? And if we go back to the simplicity of listening, if we go back to the simplicity of the joyousness of listening, we hear so many voices, but how do we choose? Which voice do we choose when we're listening to all these voices, when all these voices are the cacophony of the inner advice that we give ourselves. And then we add to that the outer advice. And then we read a book and we get even more information. And then we go to a meeting and we get even more information. And then we get an inspiration from something we've seen. And we have absolutely no idea how to sort this out. How do we sort? And then it becomes laborious, right? Let's think about that word, laborious. Every time I looked up the word labor this week, it was all about effort and forcing and pushing and effort. And, Labor Day is a way to say thank you for all the hard pushing you've done. But like, what if we don't ever have to do labor like that? What if the way we do Labor Day is the way we should do labor? What if the way we do Labor Day is the weekend where we celebrate and we play and we enjoy and we have laughter and we see our families and we love each other and we eat too much and we play too much and we're exhausted? What if that's the best way to live our lives? Because truly, truly, in the invocation of the wholeness of loving, there is no labor necessary. We make this process a challenge by adding to it our expectations and our demands. And I'm saying are because I'm right there with you. And in this process now of joining you in this congregation, this was a fascinating opportunity to not labor with this question. Is this right? Should I be doing this? What direction? Who am I meeting? What does it mean? What are they saying? I didn't need to do that. I was able to go moment to moment. And what do we call that? We call that your calling. If you meet life as a calling, as you meet life with your heart, as you wonder, what is Spirit saying to me about this? There's no labor. It's a letting go. It's an opening. It's a relaxing. It's a loving into. And so how do we know which voice to listen to? How do we know? I guess a lot of the labor comes from wondering which voice, which sound, which basic, we talked about the cacophony last week, which piece of this is for me to follow? The one to follow is the one that aligns in the most glorious, loving place in your heart. We all think we have something big we have to do. We think we have something magnificent and momentous to do. We think we have something that has to change the world to do, and we think it has to be so big. But as Mother Teresa said, one of the most resonant voices on this planet to many, many people, do small things with great love. Take your next step with great love. Step aside from hurting someone with great love. Be unconcerned with your purpose and be the love. Help the world see that the labor of working and stressing and forcing and demanding and pushing is a fictitious entity that is unnecessary. When the world is love, when we are this incredible love, when we choose from love, the voice we hear is not pushing and demanding and forcing within us. The resonant voice that we hear that says, let us build our house on the rock solid ground of the eternal source of love and not the shifting sands of circumstance. Let us say our prayer into the field of strength and power and beauty that the oneness of all of the beingness of life gives you. You are a multitudinous point of light. It is not you alone making any decisions. It is not you alone that has come to this place. It has never been you alone. So why do we struggle with these questions as if it is us alone struggling? Because when we are alone, we are in the struggle. And so today, as we lift ourselves in the joy of Labor Day, let us play with the idea that labor is joy. It is the unfolding of the truth that we don't need to effort and push, and we can open to the joy that is available in every moment and ask the question, what is the guidance here for me? How can I release the stress of this question of what should I do? How should I do it? When should I do it? Where should I do it? All the questions that we sometimes live with when we're trying to give something into the world. There are so many people who want to make an impact, who want to share their love, but on their way to church, cut someone off in traffic, or on their way to their meditation, yell at the person across the room, or sometimes when things aren't going right, like start pulling their hair out, right? How many times have we all done this? I know for myself, and I'm sure I will include some of you. Maybe there are some of you who don't do this. But when we think that it's up to us to effort and push the thing into happening, then we lose our way. Then we lose our love. When I was asking you to hold the space of the loving inside you, that moment, that deliciousness that you have, that sweet essence that you have that you know is love, what are you willing to give that up for? Have you ever wondered, what if I wasn't willing to give this up? Who would I be if I always requested loving presence to be who I am with me? What if love is the power and the strength and the glory and the essence of the wholeness of what life should feel like in every moment? The reason we call it love is because it's the closest word we have to this infinite, expanding expression of an ineffable, an unwordable, an unspeakable, joyful, harmonious holiness. What if everything we did was that? We refuse to give that up for any reason. A late schedule, a traffic jam, a rainy day when we wanted sun, a sunny day when we wanted rain, a bad hair day, a sick friend, a dying loved one. What if we know that there is nothing for us ever to do but love more deeply, more fully, more strongly? What if we let our labor be our commitment to our expanding love? What if we take this Labor Day weekend and anything we're going to do on this Labor Day weekend, what if we take it and we squeeze the juice of love from it, committing that every moment of our labor is a labor to birth the love from within us? Now, that might take some work in some moments, because I think I know that many of us have moments where we have things that challenge us. Someone said the sweetest thing to me this week, really touched me because I could feel it inside myself. If I could just be alone, everything would be okay. I could be loving all the time if I was alone. And yet, when I get around all these people that I care so much about, all I feel is stress and frustration. And I'm exaggerating a little, maybe shouldn't say it quite that way. But how many times have we had that feeling where someone who's not in our presence, distance makes the heart grow fonder, right? Someone who's not with us is so exalted and loved, and we can't wait to see them again. And then they get in our presence and we're a little like, oh, they're doing that thing that just... Can we love that thing? Can we love that thing that looks like when we have something we know will help someone and they won't listen? Can we release our demand that they listen, and can we just be love to them? Can we just wrap our arms around them and say, I mean that figuratively, they might not appreciate it in the moment, but wrap our arms around them and say, I love you so much that I am going to stop having an opinion about you, and I'm going to let you be you. And I'm just going to sit here knowing who you are. I'm going to hold a vision of you beyond the circumstance that's happening now. When kids are throwing temper tantrums, the best thing we can do for them is say, wow, you're really mad. I love you. We don't abandon. We don't stick them. You know, we used to think sticking kids in corners was a good idea. Sometimes we need to keep them safe. But if we put them somewhere safe, we need to go with them. Because we teach them that love comes with you. It doesn't leave you when you're bad or sad or mad or glad or whatever it is you are. If someone really loves you, they stay with you in those hard moments. When someone really loves, they stay with love in those hard moments. When someone chooses love, they breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe until they remember the holiness of whatever is coming to them. And so when we are looking for what is ours to do, we look with love within us. Our brains will give us millions of tactical guidance for what would be the right thing to do. And people will tell us so many things of what to do. But I have learned in some ways the hardest way, and many people learn it this way, on someone's deathbed, that your advice is useless. That on someone's health journey, your care is what heals. Your love is what heals. Your kindness is what heals. It reminds them who they are. And that is what heals. The healer is simply the one who reminds us who we are, so that we remember our divine wholeness and live back into the perfection. Our guidance is always love first. So if whatever you're doing does not feel like love first, it is not guidance. When we look for guidance, so many people have ideas about what guidance is. And so many times we struggle with what is the true answer. And the true answer is often a deep listening of what is the most loving act. Is it more loving to give my advice or to give my love? Now, if something wells up that feels soft and kind and asked and respectfully honored with a request, and you raise to that moment and you share with love, that is different. But insisting and demanding and imploring and pushing, I guarantee you they're all going on within you, within me, if we're doing them in the outside world. So let us take this opportunity. Let's take this opportunity of Labor Day and turn it into Guidance Day. Flow, open, easeful. Let our labor be love. Let our guidance be love. Let us not take action until it is a unified labor of love. Let us not waste time, money, resources. Let us gather them and let us press them into love. Love is a simplification. It is the only word we have that is big enough to encompass what it is we're talking about. But let us take this moment to remember that as you feel love in you, you experience, you express, extend, and heal all others. You remind them the love that they are and that they need not labor either. Without words, without insistence, without demand, We simply hold that space open that welcomes everyone to walk through the door of their own remembering. And what are you both remembering at the same time? We all are remembering that in our oneness we are whole, we are abundant, we are loving, we are kind, we are compassionate, we are healed, we are whole, we are blessed, we are beautiful. When you feel that, that is your signal that you are on track, on time, on track, and beloved. Your knowing flows from this space, and there is no question. Yes, I am on track. I am giving, and I am the love. And so we close our eyes in prayer, and we say within this prayer we are already in. We hold the love, knowing that each and every being is the opening to Source, and the Source pours through each and every one of us in its wholeness. We are not part, we are it. And in being it, we are all it. And as we see each other as the grand and glorious beingness, we become one, and we are all strengthened. As the Course in Miracles says, if even only one of us is left out, we are not whole. And so in our vision, we include the whole. In our labor, we include the whole. In our loving, we rest in the whole, and we are one. Beyond judgment, there is no other. And in this place, we hold all prayers in this congregation for love, for abundance, for peace, for wholeness, for health, for compassion, for kindness, for grace, for truth, for knowing, for whatever is on the hearts and minds. We lift every prayer up, and we allow it to be touched by the light and return to us as the shimmering power and strength and glory that we are and that all other beings are. In the deepest understanding of our humanity, we let go of our judgments. We let go of everything, and we let the petals on the lotus of the heart be free to open, expressing themselves in the full fragrance of beauty, love, kindness, and compassion that you are. You are guided beyond a doubt. You bring this same love to you, through you, as you, from you, extending as one. And in this prayer, we speak these words of gratitude, knowing that we are so very grateful. We are so grateful to know that we have an inner guidance system that says yes, 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 and no. Yes, and no. With great peace, with great love, with great joy, with great health, great strength and abundance. There is nothing missing from the vessel you are. There is nothing missing from your life. Nothing is wrong, nothing ever has been, and nothing ever will be. You are blessed beyond measure, and this word is spoken and released right here and now, knowing that as we speak these words, they are delivered, and all comes into form. We bring our hands together and we bow to each other in the devotion and blessing that we know that each of us are the Holy Spirit, the holy love, and the holy life as one. And we say together, and so it is.
I believe that every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe. I believe. I believe above the storm, the smallest prayer will still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. I believe every time I hear a newborn baby cry or touch a leaf or see the sky, then I know why I believe. I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night a candle glows. Ooh, I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come and show the way, and I know why I believe.
Ooh, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. There is such. I just want to take a moment for each of us to hold the special gift that each of our musicians give us. They're each so different, and such a heartfelt blessing of the essence of each of our musicians and the uniqueness of the way music expresses itself through the glory of each one. And today we are just taking this moment to add this special blessing to Elizabeth and know her as one of our practitioners also. Know that she carries the prayer for this congregation deep within her heart, and that we hear that and see that through her song. And I'm going to move to some tears right now, and thank you so much for the blessing of your music. Okay, let us go on with our prayer. And so what we're actually in this moment blessing is the offering. And so what we're inviting is abundance and joy and glory and blessing to know that these gifts that are being given are all being gathered here today. And now we are taking all of the gathered gifts and we are juicing the world with them. And so we invite your gifts of financial abundance also into this community so that we may take these gifts, do more special, more fun, and more, I don't know, we're going to listen to some guidance, I guess, and find out which ways we want to grow and which ways we want to go. One of those ways is that we're looking to come back into service in as many weekends as we can, as many Sundays as we can. So the more abundance we have, the more quickly we're able to do that. So just knowing that your contribution really matters, we want you to know that. We want you to know that what you do matters, what you give matters, that your love matters, that your setting up the church matters, and that your financial contributions matter. They make a difference, and we love you, and we love what you have to give. And so just know that all of your leadership are tithers, and all of the people who create this space with you are also, and we just invite you to come and play and be a part of this with us. In the glory of who you are, in the overflow of what you have to give, we bless this offering today. And we say together, thank you, God.
And this abundance that is mine to share.
I bless this gift and give it to thee.
In gratitude
and
joy. Knowing that
as
I give, I do receive.
Blessing us all as the big receivers of the universe. We give in divine abundance. Elizabeth, thank you.
So blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Join me. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you, Elizabeth. That was beautiful. So if everyone will just take a breath and know that we are the Center for Conscious Living, and we are a heart-centered spiritual community, and we open ourselves to love. We recognize the perfection of God within each person here. We celebrate the joyous beings that we all are. We are all radiant points of light, and we are absolutely blessed for being present and in community together. Welcome home.
Thank you, Marlene. And if you will stay with me, we will begin by, we have a recognition this morning. I will see if I can get you back with me. And I don't know if Keith is here. He isn't. You know what? We're running a little late, so why don't we just say we want to recognize Keith Gunther. He was in the newsletter this week, and I would love to do that when he is standing in front of us so he can hear us do it with him. So all of you who read the newsletter know that Keith is a wonderful participant, and he participates in our sound team in lots of ways, and we'll tell you much, much more about it when he is with us, possibly when we're in person next, and we will thoroughly enjoy celebrating him. And thank you, Reverend Marlene, for standing with me with that. I appreciate that. And as we move into the rest of our announcements this morning, we have a couple we really want to really share with you. So we want to make sure that everyone has seen that there is a survey about the endorsement of the Stewardship Council's endorsement of me as the minister. We want to make sure that everyone has seen that. So if you haven't, please go to your newsletter or look in the chat right now, because we are posting as many links as we can. We're posting links to our survey there where you get to speak your voice. If you have more to say, because the survey has very small space to speak in, please feel free to write a note to the office, to the place you always do, and Center for Conscious Living Spiritual Community. Please, and thank you for filling out your survey. We'd love to hear from all of you, all of you, all of you. We have classes coming up we want you to know about. We're going to be doing the Foundations class, so that's for anybody who either needs a refresher, in case you do, or who wants to start for the first time and see what the basics, what we base our principles, or what our principles are. Reverend Paul and I will be teaching that together, and that will be starting in September on the 14th. And if you want to, if you're even thinking that you someday might want to be a practitioner, then that's just the cool name for people who get to pray with everyone. If you want to do that, this is the first class. So everything else opens up after this class. So it's a great class to start with. And we love teaching it because it gets us all in touch with everybody and all our new friends. Upper level class will be taught by Marlene. I will join her in that also on Thursday evenings. And this one has not been 100% specified yet, so you'll get a chance to weigh in on this. The ministers are...
We have decided.
Oh, we have.
We have decided. Haji and I will be doing practical mysticism.
Great. Thank you, Reverend Marlene. So Haji and Reverend Marlene will be leading this class, and it's going to be mysticism. That will be wonderful. Practitioner classes start the fall of 2023. So if you're interested in those, which are just an amazing experience of immersion into this community and into first steps of leadership, please feel free. First of all, you can seek out practitioners who are already out there praying with you, loving you up. And you can also call the office, talk to Reverend Marlene, of course, and you can talk to me and lots of other people. Okay, so just find out about those classes, because it's really fun to be in class. Plus, we're cool and you like us, and it's just fun to hang around with each other because we love each other. In-person Sundays, we could we are really wanting to invite people to come make new friends and have a new experience of playing around with us before and after the service, because it takes a lot of people and it can be a lot of fun. So we have an altar team, an usher team, a refreshment team, a setup, a takedown team. We have all these teams of people. And when all of us do it, it's fun, it's light, we get through it, and we get the service to be blessed in the most beautiful way. And we all unfold in consciousness as we do it. As you know, when we play with others, we learn more about ourselves. So let us know if there's when you want to come forward, when you feel like it's your time to play, in what department you feel like playing in. We're here to receive your joyful, overwhelming, abundant playfulness. Also, we have prayer for you all the time. We're hoping that you know this. Every day we will pray with you. Any kind of emergent situation or urgent situation, you can just call the office or send us an email. We will be with you right away. Mondays through Thursdays at 12 noon. You will have a click link in the spot here for that. Mondays, Thursdays at 12 through Fridays, at 12 noon. Let me start again. Mondays and Thursdays, practitioners pray over your prayers. Tuesday through Friday, we pray together at 12 noon. Again, there's a link for that. Fridays, Bring Your Friends Day. Come and bring your friends to prayer and see what joy we can emanate from that place. All of this information is in your newsletter, so if you're not getting a newsletter, please let us know. And if you are getting one and you can't find it, I think you'll probably find a link here too that'll give you another link to go back and find. There's so much in the newsletter these days. If you're not reading it, there's so much you might be missing. Now, here's something we definitely want you to speak to you about today, is that Mukesh, Indian monk, extraordinary healer and meditation teacher, joins us next Sunday on 9/11 for a celebration service and a meditation service. So we will be on Zoom and YouTube and in person with him next week. We're sharing meditation with our heart energy, and this is a profound opportunity to be with Mukesh, and a special gift he has for calming minds and guiding people to access their inner wisdom and peace. So he travels the world and he gathers gifts for those that he serves. There will be a workshop after the service from 1 to 3 at Westfield Friends. Please join us for that. All of this is available to you by calling the office or emailing the office. And Mukesh is also available for private lesson sessions and also through the office. Service opportunity here is to make vegetarian food for Mukesh. If you love him, many people in this community do, he could use our support for having some yummy food made for him while he is staying. And just so you know, someone has offered him generously their home, someone in our community, and he will be staying with them. So all of this is made possible by your generosity. So please come and share your generous presence with him next week. I'm sure it will be a powerful service. I will be with you on Zoom. As part of the animal ministry, we're going to have a Taizé service, and we will tell you more about that later. But also, at any time, if you need to reach out for any help with animal ministry, please know that our animal chaplain, Regina de Barberi, is always here for you. And again, you can reach her through the office if you don't have any other way of reaching her. I want to call your attention to a couple community events. New Love Orphanage fundraiser. I believe this week we asked Haji if she is here to speak about this. And I don't know if she is here.
I am here.
Oh, great. Will you speak to us about this, darling?
Yes. Hi, everyone. So you can see the Love Orphanage family behind me here. And we are really excited. We're doing our second annual Village Walk. Many of you participated last year. And this is a community event. You can walk anywhere, anytime on October 8th. So last year we had people walking in 10 states and 4 countries. And it was just so much fun, stepping for love, supporting our family at Love Orphanage. And registration is open now. So the event is 5 weeks from now. It's a Saturday, so 5 weeks from yesterday, actually. And your support really makes a difference. This is a community event that transcends boundaries, time, space. And so if you have friends, relatives, family, wherever they are, they can join us in this walk. I will be posting the details in the chat right now. We will organize a group walk in Morristown. So if you happen to be in the South Jersey, Philadelphia area, we'll be doing some pop-up walks in Morristown and in Philadelphia and lots of other places around the country and hopefully the world. So support is so greatly needed. This picture was taken 3 years ago. That was my last time visiting the Family and Love Orphanage because the situation in Haiti is really immensely challenging. And the notion of even going for a walk for our family at Love Orphanage is something we can't take for granted because of the safety concerns there. So 100% of the proceeds from this event directly support our family at Love Orphanage, and your support really makes a difference. So hope you can join us. It's lots of fun. You can walk, skip, skate, dance, jump, whatever you so choose. And really, this is all about love. So thank you. And I hope you can join us.
Thank you, Haji. Thank you so much for offering this opportunity for people to give from their hearts. And I know this congregation has in the past very much supported this, and I hope we will continue to. So join together with your friends. Oh, who's this? Okay, one more time.
Say hi, Anaya. This is my 5-year-old niece, and she just donated $1 from her money to give to the Love Orphanage family. Isn't that so sweet?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, that's a wonderful thing. So we really, truly appreciate that. And now I have one other thing to call to your attention today. And there's so much in your newsletter. I hope you're looking. But just to know that this on Labor Day, there's a revitalization of a Morristown park, and it's called Remembrance Park, and that will happen from 9 to 11 a.m. Weeding Worknick, and Holly, who you know is Holly Myers, is our contact for that and one of the key people involved. And there is a big story behind that where we're trying to re-emerge that park in remembrance of a woman who has given a great deal of her time and effort and love to Morristown and to the Kindness Initiative in Morristown. So please see or reach out to Holly. Again, go to your newsletter if you're looking, because all the information is in your newsletter and we can't talk about it all on Sundays. And we want to finish this service someday soon. So remember, Unity Church is also having an event on the 10th. Please interest and find out about that. It sounds like a wonderful community-wide event. Please find your way to that information as well. And let us conclude this service. We have just a couple more things to do and another moment with Elizabeth and Marlene, Reverend Marlene. So here we go. Thank you all.
Okay, let's join hands and sing the peace song. Let's try that again. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be our joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
I'm holding this space with this beautiful knowing that peace abounds in this community, in each of our hearts and beings, in the world. And I know that each and every individual that is here, present with us today, is a beautiful beacon of light. And that each and every place that we go, we shine brightly. We illuminate. We show others the way. And I know that as we depart today, that each and every one of us is filled with the love and the joy that comes with knowing who we are, that comes with the listening to that still small voice inside. Grateful for each and every one of you, grateful for this community, grateful for this breath and this breath. I know that we are all a blessing to each other and to those that we spend time with. And as we depart today, I know that that joy and that love and that light that we are shines brighter today than it did yesterday, and will shine even brighter tomorrow. And knowing all these words to be true, I ask you all to repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing
called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in all my feelings.
Life is in all my feelings.
And life is in all my activities.
And life is in all my
activities.
I receive it.
I receive it.
I share it.
I share it.
I am it.
I am it.
And I accept it.
And I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
And accepting all these gifts, we say yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, and so we enjoy this time together. We just take a moment right away to thank you, Elizabeth, for your great gift of music today.
Thank you. It's always a gift to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a blessing to have you. Thank you. And just everybody, we're turning the recording off. And this is just a little hangout time. So if any of you can come on camera for hangout, if you weren't willing to for this service, and just say hi. It's so good to see you. Such
Elizabeth, I have a question for you. Was that an original adaptation of the song that we used to know as What the World Needs Now?
No, that was just a little word change that Reverend Katherine supported. And what the world is now is love,